have a small haul to share today. Would that be a Haulette? Yeah, let's just call it a Haulette. I have a Haulette. I saw a Facebook post recently from an online friend who was selling some vintage game boards that she'd had accumulated over the years and didn't have a need for. And, you know, being the good friend that I am, I thought I would just, you know, help a girl out and take those off her hands. So I did. And here they are. And I don't know, there's probably 18 or 20 of them. And there's some Monopoly, there's some Parcheesi, there's Scrabble, there's Sorry, there's stuff that I don't even recognize. I never played that game. I don't know what that is. But these are all kinds of fun. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I mean, the obvious thing to do with them is use them for journal covers. But you know me. I like to think of the not quite so obvious thing to do with them. So I'm sure I will make some books and journals out of them, but I'm also kind of looking around for other ideas. I saw on Pinterest some really cute, they were like little purses that were made out of game boards, and those were kind of cool. I might try that out. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I'm going to do something. I may share some of them. I don't know. I'm, you know, pretty sure I don't need all of them. Of course, that didn't stop me from buying all of them. So the way I look at it, if I bought them, that means I need them for something. I'll figure it out. So, got those. Okay, I had been looking for some kind of a little tote or caddy or something to put my drawing pins in, because I was just not happy with my current box. I had to do a lot of digging and couldn't see them and was not happy, but I didn't want to spend a lot. I got online, I went on Amazon and found this one, the supply caddy, you know, like this. It was $10.99, and I ordered a bunch of other stuff, so I got free shipping. And that was about what I wanted to pay. And there's a lot of these on Amazon. Just be real careful and pay attention to the sizes, because, you know, they'll tell you the measurements in the description, but it's kind of deceiving because in the picture it just looks a lot bigger. So even though you're reading the correct measurements, they sometimes just don't register. And the bag ends up being a lot smaller than you would think. So just be real careful when looking for supply bags, because you can find someone in some really great prices. But then, you know, pay attention to the measurements, because when you actually measure it out and visualize it, you realize, oh gosh, that's not very big at all. But this one was about the right size. 22 pockets and compartments and storage loops and all kinds of things. So I figured this would work. It has, I'm showing you this because mine is so stuffed full that you really can't see what the features are. But inside it has these two fabric flaps with Velcro on them that you can attach the Velcro to the side of the bag in just any configuration. So, you know, you can divide up these larger compartments if you want to. So I like that. It's very customizable for your needs. My needs were very simple. It just needs to hold all my crap, basically. So anyway, here's my bag as of now. And I started out just going to put my drawing pens and pencils in it, but they took up a lot less space than I was thinking they would. I don't know what I was thinking, because this was really all I had planned for it. And I had all this extra room. So I thought, okay, will it hold my markers? Okay, the thing is, I would only put my markers in here if it held all of them. You know, I just can't tolerate having a bag for some of my markers and then other markers someplace else. No, 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 no. They all have to live in the same place. I did not think they would fit in here, but they did. Now I don't have a lot of room to grow. I have a little bit. You know, it's not stuffed completely full. You know, these pockets are still, there's space in there. But markers are not something I use a ton of. You know, I do on occasion, these mostly. And so I really don't see myself accumulating a whole lot more. I'm certainly not going to go invest in a whole nother line of markers. You know, I'm not going to be buying one of every Copic marker. So I think that this is going to work for a good long while for me. And it holds all the markers that I own. All of my Pitt pens, my Sharpies. These are the Sharpie fabric pens, and then regular Sharpies are over here. Paint pens. These are some big fat fabric markers. Random markers. I always buy kids markers, you know, if they have something fun like the blow pens. These are the blendy pens. You twist and it blends the two colors together. So I almost always have some kind of fun kids markers on hand because I like that. These are alcohol blenders, gel pens, my drawing pens, white gel pens and white paint pens, and there's little loops on this side of this partition, and these are stuffed down in those loops. My pencils, which I nearly fatally stab myself with daily, so I may have to think up something different for those. And then these are a Bic brand of permanent markers. So it holds all of my markers and pens. This $10 bag here is, right now, I counted them, it's holding 242 markers, pens, and pencils. That's really not bad for $10, $11. Okay, right? So the only thing that it doesn't hold is my erasers, because I erase a lot. If you've seen my doodling videos, I erase a lot. So I have my pencil sharpeners and erasers in this bag. And when I put it away, if I'm not using them, I've just been attaching this on here so that the two stay together. So that's my new pen marker storage option that I am loving. And it freed up a couple of other containers that I had them in. So yeah, we're getting along great. Find It Supply Caddy on Amazon, $10.99, FYI. And I do have some of the little Velcro partition things I am using in this bag. And I'm also using some toilet paper tubes. I don't think I can get down there far enough for you to see. But yeah, there is a little, that's one of the little fabric flaps that's Velcroed to the edge here so that I could divide things up. And these are standing in some toilet paper tubes because when I first put them in there, you know, I didn't have all these other things and they were falling over. So I just cut some toilet paper tubes in half to stand these up. And as I added other stuff and reconfigured, I just left them because they work. So there you go. That's that. And my last item on my haulette is the, I got my Hannah Montana book that I got on Amazon for next to nothing, which has gone up considerably now. I think I got it for $1.30 and it may be up to $4 or $5 now because, you know, somebody's out there thinking there has been a renewed interest in Hannah Montana. Bless their hearts. Anyway, Claudia Rossi is working on altering her Hannah Montana book, and I decided that I would join her because that looked like fun. And she was inspired by the Artistic Pagan's Hannah Montana book that she's been working on for, I don't know, maybe a year. And so she, you know, every time she does a spread, she shows her process. So I'll put links for those so that you can go and see what other people are doing. And then if you want to do it too, find you a Hannah Montana book or something similar on either Amazon or at a thrift store. Oh, there's a Nancy Drew book that's similar to this that I'm going to have to find because it's awesome. And I love Nancy Drew. I was all about Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys when I was growing up. So yeah, I may have to to find that one too. But okay, I have been trying to decide what to do with my Hannah Montana book. Before I got it, I just thought, you know, I would do the art journal thing. I would just, you know, gesso the living daylights out of it and treat it like a blank canvas and do stuff on it. But when I got it, I was rather surprised to discover that I cannot bear to ignore these pages. I can bear to ignore Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus and a lot of the, you know, teenager looking stuff here. But I really, really like the layout of the graphics on the pages, the kind of scrapbooky look to it. I like that. I don't want to lose that. Sure, I could cover over it and recreate it, but I really want to find some way to use what's already here because, you know, I like the layout. I don't like the pictures and the graphics. You know, they're a little too youthful for me. So in my attempts to come up with an idea on how to alter this book, but at the same time incorporate some of what's already here, I decided I would use this as a scrapbook. I'm going to make mine a scrapbook, not an art journal. It may be kind of an art journal-y scrapbook, but it's going to be a scrapbook, but not a, you know, not a traditional, you know, family photos, do the 12 by 12 layout scrapbook thing, because I'm allergic to that. It gives me hives. I can't do it. But instead, I looked at the book. The pages are super thick. They're just going to be awesome, easy to work with. I may end up actually cutting these end papers so that the spine will expand a little bit more, because my book is going to get a little bit fat and I want it to, and that's okay. I don't mind doing that, because the idea that I came up with, what I'm going to put in here, I have boxes of art that I have received from friends over the last like 20 years, and I display it actually pretty much all the time, but I have to rotate it because there's so much of it. Like right now, I have some in my guest room. I have some handmade books that I've received from friends that are hanging from this thing on the wall, and you know, that'll stay up for several months, and then I'll get tired of it and I'll switch them out, kind of rotate them. But I just don't have a place to put everything because there is so dang much of it. So what I wanted to do was take some of the cards that I've received over the years, try to start with the really early ones, and put them in here and kind of scrapbook the art that I've received from other people. Now I have another whole box that's like three-dimensional art. It's, you know, pieces of assemblage and home decor things and stuff like that. But this is just going to be for cards. And, you know, I'm not going to have I'm going to be covering this, whether I'm going to gesso and paint over it or just collage over it. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning more toward collage because I really want to keep that kind of this scrapbooky, you know, pieced look of all the different papers. So I may do that for the backgrounds. Not sure yet. But I'll show you what I'm going to put in it. And I'm going to have to go through these because some of them are going to be, they're going to have too much dimension. I'm going to have to keep the ones for this book kind of flat. But I've got, this is not all of them either. This is just what I pulled out. I've got stacks and stacks and stacks of cards from friends. And there's just all kinds. I mean, all kinds. Some were for swaps, some were for no reason, some were for surgery, some were for our art group reminders, some were... Oh, I can't open this one because I would get kicked off of YouTube, but this is hilarious. There's just, you know, there's tons of awesomeness in here, and I hate that they sit in a box and are not being enjoyed. Okay, where is, I just saw them a minute ago. Okay, this person is going to know immediately who she is, and she's probably going to be like all embarrassed. But I've told her before that these have always been some of my favorite cards. Yeah, girl, you know who you are. I still have them. So, anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through and put some of these in my Hannah Montana book for, and make it kind of scrapbooky. And some of these, I haven't looked through all of these really good yet. I just kind of, you know, quickly flipped through them. But I think the earliest one I found was from 1993. So, yeah, that's a long time. And you just tend to accumulate a lot of stuff in that amount of time. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start going through these and choose the ones that I want to put in first, and then figure out what to do about a background for the pages, and I'll just see what happens. But I'm hoping that works out, because I like that idea. And if it does work out, maybe I will be inspired. Sorry, that was a little reminder for myself. Okay. Anyway, if this does work out, maybe I will be inspired to take the cards that would not fit in this book and put them in some of the other scrapbooks that I have, because I have a whole, it's like one of those red radio flyer wagons full of vintage scrapbooks that my sister has given me. They are so awesome and I love them, but I'm not really quite sure what to do with them. And when looking through this, it just occurred to me that I could probably use those as scrapbooks. I know, it never crossed my mind to use the scrapbooks as a scrapbook. Crazy. That's just like way outside the box thinking right there. So yeah, maybe I'll actually do that. So anyway, I'll put some links for what's going on with this so you can see what other people are doing, and then when I get around to doing something, I'll film it, or not, you know. We just never know. But I've got good intentions, so yeah, there's that. And that is it. That is it for this haulette. Until later. The end.